Homelander flew to Times Square. When he arrived, the cops had managed to contain the crowd from the bomb. He listened to the crowd chant his name, managing to somewhat alleviate his anger. He grabbed one of the cops' megaphones.
"Don't worry, everyone. I'm here. You're all safe,"
Homelander told the crowd. Unfortunately, all he heard from the crowd regarding him were,
"Do you think that milk thing is real?"
It's all fake. You're all just buying into the supervillain narrative.
I'm never going to drink milk again thanks to him.
I know that I'm wrong, but this feels almost as bad as when he killed that kid in Africa.
Look, there's a crazy clown trying to detonate a bomb. Who cares about Homelander's secret fetish or whatever?
That video was out of context. What you saw was me drinking regular milk I didn't want to go to waste. The clown just put the footage of Mrs. Stillwell's breast pumping to make you think that. I mean, seriously, what grown man drinks breast milk?
The Joker's laugh echoed around Times Square.
Really? Do you mean to tell me that it was regular milk inside a baby bottle? What a jip!
Joker asked. His face was on the television screen attached to the bomb.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, homeboy. How are ya?
Homelander started to approach the bomb.
"Oh yeah, nice little nickname you got for me, funny man. Too bad that you can't say that to my fucking face, clown. Because when I find both of you, I am gonna rip your fucking heads off."
Homelander angrily whispered, his eyes glowing red. Both Joker and Harley feigned fear. Joker held his hands up in front of him. Harley clutched her chest.
He seems really mad at us, Mr. J.
Harley told Joker, feigning ignorance.
Really? That's a shame, because I didn't even show him my concept art for a new costume. Here, let me show it.
He held a photoshopped image of Homelander wearing a diaper, a bonnet, and a pacifier in his mouth. All of them appeared to have the Babies R Us logo, and even the VOT symbol. The image was shared to every screen in Times Square, only enraging Homelander even more. Joker laughed. His head leaned back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is someone feeling a Whitwill Gwumpy?
He taunted in baby speak. He squirmed around so much that his hat fell off his head.
Does baby need a nappy?
Harley brought up before falling off her chair due to cracking up. A furious Homelander readied his laser vision, instantly gaining the Joker's attention.
Homie, wait. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Joker warned him by putting his hands up. Despite his warning, he still wore his usual grin. Homelander ignored his words as he fired his ocular lasers at the bomb. However, this only triggered the bomb's detonation as a giant cloud of green gas began to surround the area. The gas had no effect on Homelander, but the crowd was another story as they began to laugh. Homelander looked around and saw them laughing hysterically as their faces started to resemble the Joker's own. It looked like even gas masks were useless too, as he saw a bomb squad member collapse on the ground. He turned to the Joker and Harley, laughing their heads off.
I can't believe he actually did it.
Joker shouted enthusiastically.
I told him not to do it, and he still did it. I gotta say, you, my friend, are a huge improvement over Stupid Man.
He started to pound on the desk he was sitting at. Homelander looked on at the scene. He had not been so embarrassed since he spoke at that protest against him.
"Oh, shit,"
he muttered to himself. Suddenly, the gas cloud looked like it was being sucked into something. Homelander looked up and saw Superman inhaling the cloud before flying away. Homelander's rage transferred from the Joker to Superman now.
"Get them to a hospital now."
Batman told the Flash, handing him a vial.
On it.
Flash said, disappearing in an instant.
Well, it looks like the Justice Losers have arrived. I'll be ending my little broadcast now. Feel free to tune in next time. Same Joker time, same Joker channel, TTFN.
Joker said before the feed ended. Butcher and the rest of the group watched on in stunned silence.
Oh fuck, that is bad.
Hughie muttered under his breath.
Evil son of a bitch.
Mother's Milk said under his breath.
How many people do you think he killed?
I don't know. There would have to be at least 200 people out on one city block in Times Square.
It can only get worse if that psychotic piece of shit gets his hands on Compound V.
Or any of the other maniacs here.
I'm staying.
Agreed. Frenchie?
Frenchie replied as Kimiko nodded.
Fine. We'll play it your way, Tinkerbell. Let's pay the Clue Master another visit and see how Compound V got over here.
Homelander and the rest of the 7 were gathered in the meeting room as the League all glared at Homelander.
60 people are dead.
Batman told Homelander, his voice completely tense.
Did you forget about the clown? He killed them, that's all on him.
Homelander defended himself.
Because you fired your laser vision at the bomb. Have you forgotten the fact that he set you off with grade school taunts?
Batman fired back.
I'm sorry there. Are you happy? I promise you all that next time I'll stop him.
There's not going to be a next time between you and the Joker.
I'm sorry, what?
This little joke of his has shown that he can easily get into your head.
So what, I'm supposed to sit here and take it up the ass whenever he publicly slanders me?
I reviewed the footage, so it's not a lie.
Homelander sat up from his chair.
Would you all leave us alone for a bit?
The 7 were all silent except for Stormfront and Ashley, who followed Homelander's order.
You can all leave. I can handle this.
With that said, everyone in the League left the meeting room. Homelander smirked.
You must have some balls, you know that? Blaming me for all those people the clown killed. Have you ever considered the fact that they're your fault too?
Homelander questioned. Batman was silent.
He wants good people to kill him, and more capable men than you have tried.
Homelander let out a chuckle.
Are you trying to intimidate me? Underneath that fur suit, you're just a guy, that's it. No special powers, just a fucking guy.
You mean like Edgar. He's probably the closest thing you have for a father now. Isn't that right, John?
Homelander was stunned.
What did you just call me?
That was what Vogelbaum called you, right? John, no last name, just John. It's a good indicator of all of your problems.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Homelander lied. He read Batman's heartbeat. It was still calm and static, just like Edgar's.
All right. You mean how you were raised in a lab monitored by apathetic scientists who were looking at the next big corporate mascot. Scientists who never viewed you as a human being, and more of a lab rat. I know that you also kept the security blanket they gave you. It's still in your room, is it not? Or how about the reason you do everything is to gain the love and favor of everyone around you?
Homelander's eyes grew red.
Go ahead, do it.
Batman goaded him, completely calm, his heartbeat not even raising a spike.
You really think this is all going to scare me?
I know you're not going to kill me.
Oh, really? Why's that?
Because I know how you think. Tell me something you didn't kill William Butcher last year. Why was that? Was it because he didn't fear you?
Homelander was silent, trying to think of a reason.
Or how about your relationship with Edgar? He's not afraid of you either. Do you want to know what I think of you?
What?
Homelander weakly let out.
I'm not afraid of you. Deep down, I pity you. I saw how you were at Superman's family home. You are not a god. Just an angry child lashing out at a world for making him feel unloved. Now go with John. He's taking you to the watchtower where your son is.
Homelander just stood there processing what Batman said before leaving the room. All he could retort was,
"You don't get me!"
Homelander yelled out in a similar manner to an angry child before leaving the room. Stan Edgar walked to the house of his adopted daughter and granddaughter. To the world, she was Victoria Neuman, Vought's #1 political adversary. To him, she was his daughter Nadia. He saw her sitting on her couch with a worried look on her face.
What's wrong?
She pointed to the kitchen.
He wanted to speak with you.
Out stepped a bald man wearing a suit. He smiled at Stan.
Mr. Edgar, I'm Lex Luthor. We have much to discuss.
Luthor said, offering his hand for a handshake. Edgar fought to maintain his composure. He recognized his name. He was the former CEO of LexCorp, Superman's arch-rival. Seeing that he was still alive, despite being in Nadia's presence for some time, only gave him one option.
Yes, I have heard of you. Why are you here?
I'm here to offer you a deal.
I'm listening.
I know from experience the Justice League are a hassle to men like us. I saw Superman's speech. We both know what he meant.
I was already aware of what he meant and their history with you, which is why I will be stepping down as CEO.
Smart decision, but it won't matter if they don't get you. Then they will turn to someone else.
Luthor said, looking at Neuman. A sense of dread began to cloud Edgar's mind. If they couldn't get him, then Nadia would be a likely target.
What exactly is your plan?
V-24, your personal project. I can make it come to fruition.
We haven't officially started the project yet. It's been delayed due to outside forces.
Yes, I'm well aware of the outside force. I think we both know sending out his ilk would be a military disaster. As someone who has a history of military projects, the key is control of supply and demand. I'm offering you the choice of letting your company shed these narcissistic hedonists and making it a serious company.
Edgar was contemplating Luthor's offer.
I'll leave you to it.
Luthor said, handing him a note which appeared to have his location. Lex walked out of the door.
What are you thinking?
I'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, avoid using your powers and try not to raise suspicion.
I will.
Homelander walked down Watchtower's corridor accompanied by Ryan. They were following Martian Manhunter to a room.
I hope you're happy with the arrangement.
As long as it works, and they do Ryan well, of course.
The door to the room opened, and inside there were more children. They recognized Superboy and Robin, but also a blonde kid wearing a seashell collar, 2 little black girls, a redhead, a girl dressed in what they identified as Impulse's old suit, and a boy who looked like her wearing an orange suit. They both shared slightly Asian features. With them was the Flash, but not League's Flash. He was the original, the old man. He wore a white coat over his suit as he watched the boy in orange lift an insane amount of weight.
Homelander, this is J. Garrick, the first Flash.
I've been told your son is having difficulties in accessing his powers.
You know something about that?
I'm 103 years old and had a lot of time in my hands to study superpowers. I think I can help the boy find out what is wrong. Like with the other children, this one.
Flash pointed to the boy in orange.
Was supposed to be a speedster, but he ended up different.
Look, all I know is that Two-Face is making a move. I don't know how, but that's all I've heard.
Cluemaster confessed as Kimiko had her hands around his head.
How is he getting it?
Butcher asked, sipping a cup.
I don't know, all right?
Where do we find Two-Face?
I don't know.
Kimiko, break another rib.
Wait! I heard he might be making an alliance with Penguin. They're going against Black Mask about this stuff. Last month, Black Mask and his crew managed to kidnap Freeze's wife. They've been forcing Freeze to work with him.
Who else is he working for?
I remember hearing that Two-Face is working with Scarecrow. I don't know where he's being held up, though.
Good. Thanks.
Butcher walked out of the apartment and saw Frenchie waiting there.
What do you know about Two-Face?
He used to be the district attorney here. He worked with Batman and Commissioner Gordon to take down the mob, until the mob threw acid on him and scarred half his face.
He showed Butcher a picture of Two-Face. The unscarred side of his face had brown hair, while the other was completely red with burn scars.
Fucking hell.
Butcher said, looking at his wounds.
Apparently he makes his decisions by flipping a coin.
All right, and you mentioned this Scarecrow cunt earlier. What is he, a Wizard of Oz or bird enthusiast?
Former psychologist and chemist. Apparently he created and uses a gas that makes anyone who breathes it in see their worst fears.
All right, get some gas masks.
I've heard they've become ineffective to his gas now. Only he's immune to it.
All right, we just need to be careful. After all, you've made some diabolical concoctions since we've known one another. What about Black Mask?
I've heard horror stories about Black Mask. They say he's just about as sadistic as the Joker. He's a torture enthusiast. I heard he tortured Catwoman's sister to near death.
Catwoman?
Cat burglar. She and Batman have a history with one another.
You mean they fuck?
Butcher said as ideas started to form in his head.
Good. What about Mr. Freeze?
Former cryogenist turned to crime. To save his dying wife after his employer, Goth Corp, fucked them over. Apparently, he uses an ice gun to freeze people. He's kind of a sad person, from what I've heard.
Not our problem. Black Mask is apparently holding his wife somewhere here.
What about Batman and his people?
Same as always. You told me that you think Bruce Wayne is Batman, not just funding him, right?
Yes. When he was 8, his parents were shot and killed by some mugger in the crime alley.
Was the crime alley behind the rape corner? Wayne must be just another rich cunt who gets off on beating the unfortunate.
Easier said than done. Wayne is practically the city's philanthropic backbone.
Look how well that's working out.
How you know all that?
Been keeping notes on everything about this world.
Frenchie said, showing his notebook.
You think angels are here?
Santa Claus is probably real here. The devil has to be since we're in hell.
I don't know. There's something in this city that's both horrifying and seductive. The more you spend time here.
Don't you go native on me.
Butcher warned him.
Where would most of the supervillains go to host a sit-down?
The Iceberg Lounge. The Penguins Club.
Good.
Butcher said, turning to Mother's Milk.
Let's bug it.
The Batwing landed at a residential home in Midvale, a suburban town near Metropolis. Batman left his vehicle and found Becca Butcher waiting for him. She was mad and walked quickly toward Batman.
You said you'd help. Instead, you just put me on house arrest just like Vought.
You are a known collaborator to Billy Butcher. You can't be trusted in our world with him here, and you can't be safe in your world with Homelander there.
I'm not safe with Homelander. You assholes gave my son to him. You could just kill him and put an end to this nightmare.
That is not how we do things. Even if we did, killing a beloved public figure would make us look like invaders and make him a martyr.
Batman said as he grabbed a screen from the Batwing.
I figured. I take it that the clown was not a part of your plans. How did Homelander act? Upset about his little fetish getting leaked?
Yes, we're making sure to keep him away from anything Joker plans. Stan Edgar might be resigning as well, from what I've gathered.
I just want to see my son.
Becca said. The anger ran out and she just sounded sad.
That's why I'm here.
Batman gave Becca the screen. She saw live footage of Ryan at the Watchtower. He was interacting with other children, something he had never done before. The smaller black girl threw a lightning bolt at a target in the room. The Flash put his hand on Ryan's shoulder, and Ryan kept staring at the target.
What are they doing?
We convinced Homelander to bring Ryan to a training session for his power.
No. I don't want Ryan using his powers. They are not good for him. No one should have that kind of power.
You want us to stop it?
No.
Becca shouted as she pulled the screen away from Batman. That was all she had from Ryan.
Let me think about that more.
He'll need to control them.
I know. Tell me what's the difference between Homelander and your guy.
Loving parents.
In the room, Homelander saw Ryan struggling to use his laser vision.
You got it. That's it. Don't give up. That's it. Keep going. A little more. You got it.
Still, nothing happened.
Maybe if you...
I know what. Imagine, well, sometimes it helps to imagine someone you hate. Okay? So, try that.
But at home, when I say hate, I have to put a quarter in a swear jar.
Well, there's no swear jar here, so you can hate away.
But I don't really hate anyone.
You use powers during emotional responses.
Robin said, sitting on the other side of the room.
Makes no sense to ask you to do it rationally when all you know about them is emotional.
I feel like using them all the time.
So why don't you?
Everything here is scary. It can hurt me. Can even hurt you, like the Joker.
You saw that?
Everyone saw that.
Ryan, I might have lost. This time, I usually always win. But I'm not hurt, and they can't hurt you. Because you're my son. And you're strong. Whatever you have in there, just release it. When you see what you can do, you'll find how strong you really are.
Ryan tried again. His eyes lit up red. The light became very intense until a powerful laser came out of his eyes and destroyed the target. A screen next to the Flash compared the laser coming out of his eyes to Homelander's and Superboy's. Becca was sitting on her couch watching this through her screen. Her hands shook. She saw Ryan giving his father a hug. Becca threw the screen on the table and grabbed the bottle of whiskey in front of her.